But in this space of, for you as my romantic partner, I can be vulnerable with you because it can feel so scary to be vulnerable with other men. And in the spaces where we're organized, we're operating, and it's with work, or it's like sporting events, or it's hobby groups, or wherever it might be, like there can be such a high emphasis on, well, the thing that we're doing here is we're performing or succeeding or doing this
masculinity,
right?
Yeah,
we're performing this masculinity rather than, hey, we may also be doing this, but we're also having this built-in or the strong intention, and for hopefully we're cultivating intention of like, we also get to be real with each other. We also get to talk about real stuff together. We also get to cry with one another. We also get to show some vulnerability and recognize and show and have this kind of snowball effect of like, it's okay for us to show up this way as men. When again, it can be that pressure place with women of like, well, if my romantic partner does show up for me in that way, sometimes I feel like she's the only one that will, or she's the only one that's safe to. She is emotional with me. Oh, maybe I can be emotional with her, but with my other community of men, maybe this is kind of this influencing cyclical effect of doesn't feel safe to be emotional or vulnerable with them. They may be feeling that with me, and we kind of just do what the habitual status quo. This is how we show up in these spaces. Oh, this is how I originally show up in this space, rather than kind of inviting some psychological flexibility or integrating.
I love that idea.
in a different way of like, I also can have emotional intimacy here. I also can have it here.
Yeah.
Not at the expense of like having a sporting event or having these other things that are also meaningful. Not about dragging any of those things down that we shouldn't have them or not prioritize them. Let's prioritize them, but let's not have it be so rigid. That it can only be in this way that we can show up. And I can only show up in this way here with this one person. Like, oh, I need to expand my capacity and my vulnerability to have it with so many different people.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like you talked earlier about that sort of sometimes you have a part, like as a man has a partner and they kind of like all the emotion gets expressed to that partner, or most of the bulk of the emotion, the bulk of the vulnerability. And sometimes there are times in life where I think therapists come in where people are at capacity, right? Their capacity to handle their life, and they don't need, what they need is like another supporting person, right? Be it friends, therapists, family, whatever. And so that's just like such a critical thing, I think, to recognize that yes, all the emotions are good, all of it is good, but let's just figure out a way to channel this. Maybe this is better in a friendship context, or whatever sports thing. Maybe this is a therapy situation, etc.
Yeah,
so it's about making room for that.
Making room and having balance.
Yes,
balance in our relationships. I've worked with many women who have come in and like, I feel this intense pressure to be responsible and solve all of my male partner's woes, struggles, emotional needs, loneliness. Loneliness is such a huge thing for men.
It is.
But it can be this like kind of passed down effect of like, I don't know what to do with my loneliness other than turn it over to you, woman romantic partner. You figure out my loneliness for me. And it's not about that the women shouldn't care about it or support it. Hopefully they are. But also if we're taking on the brunt of figuring it out for our male partner, and that can lead to such burnout or such exhaustion, and sometimes places of resentment. It's like helping these couples be able to like balance and expand of how do we support each other in these things that we're feeling without taking responsibility for it, and putting ownership while also permission on them of like, here's this loneliness you have. Let's expand how we can address this very valid emotion and experience in more ways than just directed at your partner. Because she's doing her best and she loves you so much. Let's expand the repertoire so that you can feel more love than just from one person, more acceptance than just from one person. That's gonna have such great dividends for you and for your partner.
For everyone.
Right.
Many years ago at South Play, and there was a line in it, all you have to do in life is make room for more love. And I know it's not that simple, but it is also that simple.
I agree with that. That's so lovely.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, it's been a lot of years and I still remember that line. Well, so Sam, I have so many questions and we only have so much time, but one thing that therapists often have, like they're almost like a mantra or something that's like a rule of thumb, some things that are just like, man, as a therapist, I find myself saying this a lot, or thinking this a lot, or suggesting this a lot. Do you have any things like that, techniques that you suggest a lot, particular sort of approaches, that are okay to share just with a broader community that they can kind of implement. Mindfulness is my big one, for instance, right? Or some Gottman techniques that I'm like, yeah, you don't have to be my client for me to point you to this or that practice.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So just kind of curious, what are your go-tos, I guess, if you have any?
Yeah. Well, off the top of my head, some of my go-tos. I know at the end of this interview, there's going to be so many go-tos I'm going to think of.
Of course.
But like in this moment, like at least a go-to concept or a place that I love to be with anybody, regardless of the gender, is being able to explore their history with shame.
I love that. That's a really great go-to.
Because it often can be a place, again, of like vulnerability where we can be swimming in shame and it's not being named. Or like we can be swimming in shame, but we're not understanding or unpacking our history with it. Especially if we're talking about mental health, and even more especially in the kind of the communities that we're in about sexual shame. So like for me, like kind of a go-to or a place that I'm often going with clients, whether this is what they're showing up for or not that I'm making it the priority, but I always want to ask, I always want to have this invitation of curiosity, of being able to explore what's your relationship with shame and how has that shame impacted you and who did you receive it from and what was the message you got and how did that adapt protective strategies in your life that make sense for it to be adapted that way. But here's how it shows up in your adult relationships that really can impact your mental health, your sexual health, your relational health, and being able to decouple that for most people, our sex education was shame and fear-based. And that's what we got. And that we have been fed this idea or this narrative that shame is going to help us have healthier outcomes overall. And really no, and research backs up no, that shame doesn't create healthy outcomes, especially in sexual health. But what does create healthy outcomes is increasing self-awareness, understanding and have permission to explore who are you sexually. Being able to understand and explore and learn emotional regulation, emotional maturity. Can I identify my emotions? Can I express my emotions? Can I learn the communication skills in that space? Can I also regulate and be responsible for my emotions? Can I have sex education, proper sex education, medically accurate sex education that so many people have not been given, especially in a space that allows for the honest reflection and learning of the diversity that exists in the sexual realm of human sexuality. While also this place of learning and evaluating and exploring how do I want to be in alignment with sexual health principles. If we're not going to be talking about shame to have healthy or protective outcomes, well, here's these sexual health principles that's all about being able to balance safety with pleasure. So these are sexual health principles that are consent. Let's talk about consent. Let's talk about being in a relationship that's free of exploitation. Principle of honesty, being honest of who am I as a sexual person and who are you as a sexual person, and can we be honest about that and respect each other in that. Shared values. What are our values? What are the things we're wanting in the space? What are we not wanting? Being able to honestly communicate that. Another principle of being able to be free from or have protection from unwanted STIs or pregnancy. And a really big one that often doesn't get talked about in Utah culture is the principle of pleasure and of mutual pleasure. What is pleasurable for me? How do I experience that? How do I want to experience it? How does my partner want to experience it? And so getting away from our relationship or this rigid thing of shame creates healthy outcomes to education, exploration, honesty, communication, sexual health principles, all these 6 things that I mentioned. And that's a long answer about potentially like a mantra, but like that's where I want people to at least have permission to go there if they want to go there. Can I actually have a safe space to talk about sex or sexuality or this thing that I like or this thing that I don't like when I feel like I have nobody to talk to because I have such a vast history of no one wanted to. Or there's so much shame involved to talk about it. So I always want to explore shame with people.
I love the short version and the long version that you've given in this answer. I feel like it's really helpful. And oh gosh, I wish we had more time. But Sam, I don't know. Are you taking new clients right now?
I currently am.
Are you?
Yes, I do have openings. I don't always, but right now I
That's
am.
wonderful. You know, one thing we like to do at Resilient Life is we love to serve all of our, clients, potential clients who come to us. And at the same time, one of, I think, really core practices that we engage in is referring folks as well to such wonderful therapists in the community like Sam. And I'm glad that you were able to talk to us today and help us get to know you a little bit better. And if people do want to schedule with you, how would they do that? What's the best way?
The best way is being able to reach out to me through my website.
Okay,
So
which is?
My website is huppycounseling.com.
Okay, that's easy.
Huppi spelled Huppi. And so reach out through there. They can also find me on Psychology Today.
Okay.
And they can reach out to me through any email that's listed there or phone number that's listed there.
Great.
And I'd be happy to connect with them.
Wonderful. Yeah, I know your clients will be in great hands.
So appreciate that.